What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Links, and today I got something special for y'all boys. Now, it's day one, and if you can see at the bottom left, I'm coming at y'all with the build video today. I'm already red plate. I got the mid paint edge enforcer, and this build is crazy. Let me tell y'all boys, this build is crazy. I'm gonna show you how I built it all in one video. I'm gonna give you guys all the sauce. And we're gonna get right into it, but first I want to show you guys some clips, some screenshots of how I've been playing with this build. This build does literally everything, guard 1 through 5. It passes really well, shoots from anywhere, any kind of shot, fade away, stand still, catch and shoot, quick stop. You can dribble, you can do everything, you can get anywhere on the court you want to get. And also the thing I love the most about this build is that you can get rebounds. So say your center switches onto the guard, you can get that rebound. This is the build that does absolutely everything, and I've done very well with it, as you can see. I'm going to show you now. This is my 2K card. I shoot 75% from 3. I have a 93 win percentage. It's day one, and I just want to get this out there for you boys just so you guys can do it like me. But let's get right into it. I'm going to show you guys some clips, get that rolling, and then I'll see you guys at the build. Do you want a build that shoots like this? Do you want a build that dunks like this? Do you want to build with stats like this? Alright, and then here is the build. I'm going to do it right here with you guys so you can kind of see my thought process when I was making the build, and obviously how the attributes kind of go together. So that way you guys can decide for yourselves what kind of things you want to keep, what things you would change, or if you just do it exactly like me. But here it goes. I'm a shooting guard, 6'8". I went lowest weight and I stuck with the 6'11" wingspan. Alright, so I'm going to start with the finishing. So starting out with driving dunk, I went with 89 driving dunk. That gives you contact dunks, obviously paired with the 78 vertical. So there you go. 89 driving dunk. This year the dunk meter is really good. As long as you can time it, you can get a lot of really good contact dunks. I'll show you guys. Obviously you guys seen them in the clips. I was getting some really good dunks with the 89. Now eventually, as I get more cap breakers along the way, I would probably cap break it up to 93 to get gold posterizer. But for now, the 89 driving dunk is doing me very well. With shooting, so shooting this year, in my opinion, it's amazing because there's no RNG, so you not every time you have to time your shot differently. As long as you master the timing behind your shot, you'll be able to shoot like me, shooting above 75%. With lower attributes. So I only have an 89 mid-range and an 82 3-point shot. So I went 89 mid-range to get gold set shot, which obviously I can max +2 once I get the badge elevators to legend set shot. And then obviously as time goes on, if I get enough cap breakers, I left a little bit of room in there since this is a day one build. So that way if I want to get gold shifty shooter, I can use 2 cap breakers and get 91 mid-range, so that way I'd have that badge. Same thing with the 3-point shot, 1 cap breaker away from bronze limitless. Now you can obviously just tinker with it however you like. This is just the way I did it. You don't have to do it exactly like me, but this is what worked for me. So I just want to put that out there. This year I went 85 ball handle, I went 76 pass accuracy, and then 75 speed with ball. Now 6'8", you get all the good dribble moves at 85 ball handle. All the ones that you'll need are right there, so that's why I went with that. You can obviously do one more if you want to get the ankle breaker on, or ankle assassin on silver. if you'd like. 75 speed with ball for the lightning launch. Now I did consider going to 80 to get the blur takeover, but For me, I personally don't need it. I have no problem getting to the hoop. I can get around my defenders very easily. So I just felt like it wasn't necessary to use those ratings on that. With defense, now this is kind of my favorite part of this build because I pride myself in defense. Now obviously it's not as much defense as I'd like to have, but the beauty of this build is that you're switchable. So you can switch onto a center if needed. Obviously it's not going to be your main focus, but if needed on a pick and roll switch, you can switch onto a center and you can play defense. And then obviously 85 perimeter. So this year I went with 85 perimeter defense. That gives you solid defense. Contests are very good this year, so we shouldn't have really any issues getting good contest with perimeter defense on 85. If you went higher, obviously you can get pick dodger, but I really have no problems with screens this year, seeing as though contests are easier to get. And I have some speed on this build too, so I can go under the screen if needed. But if you personally like having it higher, you can do that. This is just what worked for me. Steal, I went with 60. Just to be safe. From the gameplay I saw, I just figured having a lower steal to start out, just to see how the gameplay really is in person. But honestly, with even less, I don't even have my steal maxed out on my build. I still get a lot of bump steals and I still get a lot of lane steals. Animations this year are a lot better. Last year, I mean, steal, if you had low steal, you'd get stuck in an animation for like 4 or 5 seconds. This year it's not the same, so I think 60 steal is a good value stat on your new build. And then with block, I went with 78 to get the silver high flying denier. So I'm essentially a switchable defender. If I need to guard a center, I can. It won't be the main thing, but obviously if needed on a switch, I can do that. I can play on the perimeter. Steals, I have no problem getting the steals. And then with blocks, I actually do get a lot of chase down blocks, and actually the block really does help on the perimeter. If you're playing against like a smaller guard that's shooting a lot of fadeaways and you can predict his shot, the 78 block, trust me, I get a lot of blocks on jump shots this year. Lots of very good jumps. Now, probably my favorite part of this build is the ability to rebound. So I went with 80 defensive rebound and I went with 60 offensive rebound. It's just obviously box out in front of the center if you're switched onto the center, so you can play defense and then you can get the rebound if needed. If you time your rebounds this year, I think it's more skill based rather than rating based. If you can box your opponent out and time the rebound correctly, more often than not you're going to get the rebound with the 80 rebound. It's not going to be 100% of the time, but it is clutch when it's there and when it's needed. It's very useful. I went with 85 speed, 80 agility. I did do 73 strength, and I went with 78 vertical. And then obviously the rest of everything else, you can just kind of fill it in. But that's the build right there. So 85 speed, so I'm relatively quick. If I get cap breakers along the way, obviously I'd want more speed, more agility. And then strength 73 gives you the the gold strong handle, which is very good for driving to the hoop if you're playing against a smaller guard that has low perimeter defense. You can really take advantage of that. Really collapse the offense. And then vertical 78. Eventually I'd probably cap break this up to 80 if I get enough cap breakers this year to get the gold posterizer. But this is the build right here. This is the build you saw in the gameplay. This is the build you saw shoot 75%. Really, it is game breaking. Like this year I've been having such a blast playing on this build. It does everything. You can dunk, you can score in the mid-range very consistently, you can score on the three-point line very consistently, you can dribble, you can pass, you can play defense, you can get rebounds, and you have speed, you have strength, you have vertical. This build does everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy, please consider dropping a like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. I do stream pretty much every day on Twitch. I'm considering moving over to YouTube. But as of right now, I do stream pretty much every day on Twitch. So if that interests you, you can go into the description and click on that link. I'd really appreciate you guys if you did. And with that being said, I hope I didn't give you too much sauce, but this build, I'm serious when I say it, it is crazy. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.